Justin Wynot from Wyndham. Your blind, misguided ideology is destroying society. The large majority of this community is against this madness you call education. Childhood is a time of joy and innocence and should be an absolute right for all children. A lot of kindergartners can't even tie their shoes or recite their home address when they start school. But instead of teaching basic academics, schools are actually promoting identity confusion, emotional harm, and insecurity. These negative impacts will burden children their whole lives. It's no surprise that child and adolescent mental health has been in a steep incline, with students being taught to question their own identity from an ever-growing list of absurd options. Why do you, as adults, need your delusions validated by the children of this community? The safety and well-being of students is taking a back seat to gender identity. In secrecy, you have infiltrated our schools with harmful curriculum and content, trying to confuse, divide, and sexualize children at the expense of academic learning. You are directly violating parental rights laid out in the Constitution of the United States. The public school system has no right to expose children to radical sexual ideology. But yet this board and superintendent continue to push this harmful content. You continually undermine parents and their right to direct their education and upbringing under the 14th Amendment. Abraham Lincoln once said, "You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time." During the Second World War, Nazi Germany encouraged and trained their young children to spy on their parents and turn them in. Stalin did the same, Mao did the same, and now so do you, destroying family unity and trust. In the classrooms and school clubs, and by your counselors and social workers, without parents' knowledge, children are being sexualized, indoctrinated, and taught to be hostile towards their families, the parents who love, care, and support their children. Every single day, you knowingly are destroying the lives of children. It's shameful that you call yourself educators. You bring disgrace to the teachers and staff that have dedicated their lives to empowering and educating the young minds of this community.
Anyone else? Kristen Day. Not sure exactly how to ask this question. So my daughter's a freshman in high school, and when COVID happened and she was in middle school, they didn't give any homework, and the requirements in school were boiled down to basically just survival, help the kids mentally survive. So she's a freshman in high school now, and I have not seen any of that come back. So she's in honors and she's going to be on the AP track. You know, bright, driven, motivated. She's doing her projects, but so I know you can't answer me, but is there a policy that has said kids don't get any homework anymore? Or is it behind the scenes where they're just given class time to do it, where the instruction time is cut down? Is there an actual policy? I want an answer, so I guess I'll have to email you for that. But kids, it used to be, my older two, 21 and 19 now, when they went through, it was a whole different level of kids. It was achievement based, so whatever their focus was, it doesn't have to be strictly academic, but it was, you know, you went from classes to clubs to sports to, you know, some people were 4-H, some people were scouts, and now I'm seeing that kids aren't given that path, that drive, and a lot of them are going home after school. She doesn't have any homework now. She loves that, but I'm thinking, what's going to be like for her when she goes to college? She's not having to work hard. I don't know if that's policy, I don't know, but I need an answer, because she's not being prepared for college and life, that's for sure. So that's all.
Anyone else?
Rebecca Cole, Wyndham. I'm sure Superintendent Howell will speak to this in a little bit, but I just wanted to give, through the chair, some accolades to the educators in the Katahdin program. I, along with a couple of school board members, was able to attend their commencement ceremony last week. I can't remember the last time I was just so moved by the really deep connections that the educators present had with their students, the way that they not only acknowledged their accomplishments, but acknowledged the journey that they had been on to get to that point. As you all know, I've been partnering with the Katahdin program with my first graders this year, and it was just a really special event. So I just wanted to give an acknowledgement to those educators and also to all of our educators in the district. It's been an extraordinary few years. We keep thinking, oh, we're getting it back to normal. I don't think that we've quite found yet what normal is, because even in this season, there are certainly other changes and challenges that have arisen, and they keep rising to the occasion for our students. And I also wanted to give a thank you to the folks who provided a nice treat for the primary school teachers today, and to thank all of you as we've come to almost the end of another school year. Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, excuse me. I'm Barb Murray. I'm a resident of Wyndham, and I wanted to compliment the school board for all of your work in the budget validation process so far. We have cleared step 1, we've cleared step 2, those both have passed. And next Tuesday, the 3rd step of the budget validation will be on the ballot. And I'm going to support the budget. It's fiscally responsible. We have had clear and transparent discussion of what each of the cost centers are, and I urge each Wyndham and Raymond resident to do their research and know that that this is a fiscally responsible budget, and I recommend that it be passed. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
My name is Gail Savard, 30-year resident of Wyndham. Someone mentioned something about homework. Both my daughters have been in AP and honors classes throughout their high school. My daughter spends 2+ hours every day and on the weekends doing homework. Both girls were involved in after-school activities as well as non-school activities, so programs are available for all students. I do want to say congratulations to Al. He was awarded as one of the students to watch in Maine this weekend by the Portland Press Herald. Great job. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Troy Potter, Wyndham. In just a few days, my time as parent of students in the Wyndham-Raymond School District will come to a close after 16 years. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of the outstanding staff, administration, and faculty, past and present, that have provided an excellent education for both of my children. From elementary through high school, my students have been given the opportunity to learn and grow without restrictions or boundaries. Teachers have gone out of their way to help them, help identify their needs and interests, provide encouragement along the way. My daughter was first interested in performing arts at a very young age and was never the quiet kid in the room. Rather than stifling her exuberance, teachers aided us in finding her, in helping her explore her interests both inside and out of school without any bias or filtering. As she continued through the district, the opportunities became more abundant, and we realized just how supportive the district is of the arts and for those who want to pursue it. From Wyndham Chamber Singers to the theater program to the band, orchestra, and other art courses, Wyndham has been so inclusive to those students who lean towards the artistic side of things. Another example of how teachers look to foster growth in students was with my son. He was always interested in education and learning, even at a young age, and has always been a good traditional student. However, also at a young age, he found an interest in technology and as well as audio and visual arts. When some teachers at the middle school discovered these interests and found that there were not really an educational mechanism in place to allow him for learning in that way, they helped him and some other fellow students create and operate a video podcast where they would discuss current events and interview fellow students and staff members, and also learn about that technology and how it works. For all current and future parents, I encourage you to reach out to your kids' teachers, schedule conferences, attend school events, not only to learn how your children are performing from an academic standpoint, but to learn about their hopes and dreams and what excites them. These folks spend an awful lot of time with them and are often happy to share insights that you may not always recognize each night just sitting across the table with them asking them how their day went. And for all past, present, and future staff, administration, and educators at RSU14, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please keep doing what you're doing and continue to create opportunities for kids and for all interests. Our district offers so many great things that we take for granted that sometimes we just don't realize that not all students in all districts and all states have these offerings. I, for one, am grateful for all of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comment? Seeing none, I will close public comment and we'll move into superintendent's report.
Sure, so I have a couple of things that I want to report tonight.
Hi.
I'm sorry, we closed public comment.
No, you did not, because public comment is not done, and I had something to say. I'm Adam Zajac. I live in the town of Wyndham.
Public comment has been closed.
Talking about. Really?
We just closed it.
Just closed it as I got out of my seat to walk over here? Is that how you guys are playing this, Kate?
I didn't see you comment and I didn't hear you.
Stood up, just walked over here.
You have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Timer's going.
So I've been coming to these school board meetings since January when I found out about 2 sexually explicit books that were in RSU 14. Since then, we have found another 87 books with similar content. Here we are, 5 months later, and only 2 of these books have made it through your book challenge process. And what was the result of your extremely biased book review committees? To keep them on the shelves. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves for allowing this trash in our schools and helping to push the agenda of over-sexualizing our children. Since the start of this, I have found that you push our kids to use pronouns. You put on skits and dress our 2nd and 3rd grade children in tuxedos while attempting to have them hit on an old lady. You have teachers that like to discuss their sexual experiences with their students, and you have a substitute teacher in our primary school.
We're not talking about teachers. Mr. Superintendent, I'm sorry you were interrupted.